Alright, so I wanted to do a short film about the English philosophical vocabulary that I'd mentioned in a previous video. So there's no particular order to these. I have 25 of the most common philosophical related terms and my English take on them. I'll also have these listed in the description of the video if you want to look at them for reference. So, again, in no particular order, we have a priori, meaning knowledge or justification that is independent of observation or experience. For a priori, I have from before, a compound of from and before. Next, we have a posteriori, knowledge or justification that depends on empirical evidence or experience. For a posteriori, I have from after. Next is epistemology, the branch of philosophy concerned with knowledge, belief, and the distinctions between justified belief and opinion. For epistemology, I have knowledgelore. Next is ontology, the study of being, existence, or reality, including what entities exist or can be said to exist. For ontology, I have Beinglore. Next is metaphysics, the branch of philosophy that deals with the first principles of things, including abstract concepts like being, knowledge, substance, cause, identity, time, and space. For metaphysics, I have Overkindlore. Next is ethics, the study of moral values and rules concerning what is right or wrong, good or bad, and human behavior. For ethics, I have Rightways. Next is deontology, an ethical theory where actions are considered morally right or wrong based on rules, duties, or obligations. For deontology, I have Boundlore. Next is utilitarianism, an ethical theory advocating actions that promote happiness or pleasure and oppose actions that cause unhappiness or harm. For utilitarianism, I have Gladishness. Next is empiricism, the theory that all knowledge is derived from sense experience. For empiricism, I have Seenishness. Next is rationalism, the view that reason is the chief source of knowledge rather than experience. For rationalism, I have Reckonishness. Next is Phenomenology, a philosophical method and school of thought emphasizing the study of conscious experience or perception. For Phenomenology, I have Awarenesslore. Next is Existentialism, a philosophy concerned with finding meaning, truth, and purpose through the human existence, freedom, and choice. For Existentialism, I have Beingwonder. Next is Dualism, the theory that mind and body are distinct and separable. For Dualism, I have Twofoldness. Next is Monism, the view that there is only one kind of substance or reality, either mental or physical. For monism, I have Oneishness. Next is Skepticism, the philosophical approach that questions the possibility of certain knowledge, often advocating for doubt or suspension of judgment. For skepticism, I have Misgivingness. Next is Teleology, the explanation of phenomena in terms of the purpose or goal they serve rather than their cause. For teleology, I have Endgoallore. Next is Determinism, the doctrine that all events, including moral choices, are determined completely by previously existing causes. For determinism, I have endboundness. Next is Subjectivism, the theory that knowledge is merely subjective and that there is no external or objective truth. For subjectivism, I have inner selfliness. Next is Relativism, the doctrine that knowledge, truth, or morality are relative to individual or cultural perspectives. For relativism, I have sundry-ishness. Next is Pragmatism, a philosophical tradition that considers ideas and methods in terms of their practical effects and usefulness rather than metaphysical or abstract considerations. For pragmatism, I have outcome-seeking. Next is Nihilism, the philosophical view that life is without objective meaning, purpose, or intrinsic value, or more broadly, that traditional values and beliefs are unfounded. For nihilism, I have meaninglessness. Next is hermeneutics, the theory and methodology of interpretation, especially the interpretation of biblical texts, literature, or philosophical texts. For hermeneutics, I have Reckonishness. Next is dialectic, a method of argument for resolving disagreement through the process of reasoned discussion and logical argument, often involving thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. For dialectic, I have back and forth. Next is intuitionism. In ethics, this is the theory that moral truths are known by intuition. In mathematics, it refers to the idea that mathematics is a product of mental activity rather than discovery of external truths. For intuitionism, I have inner knowingness. And lastly is absurdism, the philosophical theory that the universe is irrational and meaningless, and that human beings must find their own meaning in life despite this inherent absurdity. For absurdism, I have Seenishness. So that's all of the English philosophical words I have. If you disagree with any of these or have better ideas, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.